Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's On at disneyplus.com. A quick news update for you guys on Hulu employees thinking they're going to be selling it. Obviously, with the return of Bob Iger as the CEO of Disney, the cloud over Hulu continues to get darker following the reveal last month that everything was on the table with regards to buying out Comcast's 33% stake in the company, or even perhaps selling it ahead of the upcoming 2024 deadline, which requires Disney to buy out Comcast's stake. Hulu is celebrating its 15th anniversary this month, which is a huge milestone for any streaming service, but it has struggled since its creation, since it was born under the control of many different studios, including Warner Bros., Fox, Disney, and Comcast, which all owned a stake at one point, and it kind of became the platform that everyone went to for next day content. But over the years, things have changed as each company has launched their own streaming service, leaving Hulu in such an odd place. When Disney purchased 20th Century Fox in 2019, it became the majority owner, and with the launch of Disney Plus in the same year, the focus quickly shifted to focusing on its own platform. And in a recent FT article, it was revealed that Hulu has pitched for a $6 billion investment to launch globally, something Bob Iger was behind. But then, in early 2020, he changed his mind, concluding that such a move was premature, and then just weeks later, he quit, which resulted in Bob Chapek now taking control. And at the time, an executive said, "Without expanding globally, it's not worth it, so just get rid of it now." So that is like 3 years ago, and I think that kind of has set the tone really that the future of Hulu has been looking a bit ropey ever since then. And this wasn't the first time Hulu had tried to globally launch, because a decade before they tried and they failed because the owners at the time kind of resisted, though they did manage to get it running in Japan, and it now runs as a separate business, but it doesn't really have any real ties to Hulu other than the name. But then with Bob Chapek taking control, he really pushed forward on Disney's general entertainment content globally as he introduced the Star brand to Disney Plus around the world. He also launched Star Plus in Latin America, and this brought a number of shows like Grey's Anatomy, Family Guy, and Modern Family to the platform, along with films and shows from 20th Century Studios, Searchlight Television, FX, etc. And the launch of Star globally made a massive impact on Disney Plus, almost doubling the amount of content and drastically reducing the churn in subscribers, because there was now so much content arriving every single week that it just made it much more inviting to kind of stay as a subscriber, because adults had content, kids had content, teenagers, everyone was being dealt with fantastic content from Disney. And with Star being added to Disney Plus globally, the expansion of Hulu became even less likely, simply put because Disney Plus subscribers outside of the US have no need for Hulu. There is nothing there, and they can't really take it off of Disney Plus and put it on another platform, because that really isn't going to go down very well at all. Bob Chapek's even spoken out about the fact of it wasn't ideal having Hulu and Disney Plus, and eventually things would be merged. But now with Bob Iger back, he has been coming in, making some changes. They're trying to save about $5 billion, about $3 billion of the dollars of that they want to make from entertainment. And that means he wants to cut the amount of content being created within its general entertainment division. He wants to have a more curated list. One of the things he's concerned about is undifferential content, which basically means, you could take some of the originals and you could put them on Netflix, you could put them on Amazon. No one would know where they came from, and that's what he doesn't really like. This has put Hulu under even more pressure, and according to the Financial Times, these comments that he made at the financial call did not go down very well internally at Hulu, and according to some employees, they said it was all a front. The key takeaway was he's selling it. Now, I definitely took that as the same way when he made those comments, being very open about the fact that everything's on the table. He didn't really want to get into it, but not getting into it has opened up. And since then, he's spoken a few times. We've also previously heard that the CEO of Comcast has spoken about, he wouldn't mind buying it, but they've got a little bit of a problem as well, in the fact of if they want to try and buy Paramount or Warner Bros. Discovery, they're going to need some money, so they might not want to spend all that money on Hulu. Rich Greenfield, who is a partner at the research group Lightshed, has previously said that all signs point to a retrenching of Disney going back to its roots, and it feels like something is about to happen. We're definitely seeing Disney kind of leaning back into its brand. We saw this in the investors call where Bob Iger went, we're making a Zootopia and a Frozen and a Toy Story, and he's also kind of focusing on Marvel and Star Wars and getting those things right. Now, 20th Century Studios does have some fantastic franchises, Aliens, Planet of the Apes, and they obviously want to create more. But I feel they just want to make a lot less content, which you generally just wouldn't know if it was Disney or not, and maybe sometimes less is more. Now, while Hulu has had some hits like The Bear and Only Murders in the Building, many of these original shows aren't making much of an impact when it comes to like the Nielsen charts and the discussion. Bob Iger has also previously spoke about how FX is a great brand for the company. I'm comparing it to HBO in that they make a lot less content, but they make really great content. However, recently Puck has said that one advisor to Disney has said that there's a lack of evidence that FX is working in any meaningful differential way to make a huge difference to Hulu and Disney right now. And I would definitely say that's about right. We've had some big hits like Reservation Dogs and, as I said, The Bear, but they've not really been able to get anything really going. Hopefully now, maybe with a little bit more focus on quality, we might start seeing that. I definitely feel FX is a great opportunity for Disney to use this as a premium, mature brand to kind of, you can slap that little FX logo on at the beginning and stuff and on the posters and stuff to differentiate, especially if it eventually merges in with Disney Plus in the US. We have it already, but I think FX could become a big brand, but it's kind of interesting how they're maybe a little bit softer on it because it's not hitting where they maybe thought it would do. Following Disney's purchase of Hulu, many things within the streamer have changed, including many of the original staff leaving the company. One former employee of Hulu said to the Financial Times that once Hulu got absorbed inside the Disney blunt force object, it was hard to fathom that you don't need a profitable 50 million subscription service in today's world. Now, and it makes sense because the idea of thinking, well, you got this platform with 50 million subscribers, why can't you use it? What can you do it with? But the simple thing is, there's so many streaming services. What makes Hulu different than anything else? And if Disney are basically just splitting its content into two and having to buy extra stuff to fill it up, are they really getting the best value out of that? While Disney has many options with Hulu, it could buy a Comcast stake and keep it how it is. It could maybe kind of spin off and turn it into like a fast service where it's free for everyone. And that could maybe be something that they could launch globally, but it would mean a lot of bigger investment. Alternatively, they could just merge in Hulu with Disney Plus. This would make Disney Plus a much stronger platform and be more in line with how it is outside of the US. It also means then you've got lots more content to keep adults engaged. You can promote shows a little bit better in terms of how many you've got coming out. There'll be more stuff arriving, but also they can save costs. They can make less content. They can also save on like server costs and also just in terms of how many people they have to keep around. It just would save a lot of money bringing them all in. And also with the live TV section, that is a business that is just going to keep going down and down and down as more people shift over to just streaming. So that's probably not long-term going to be around for too much longer. Hulu is in a weird situation right now, and with Hulu subscribers staying around the same number each quarter, but with more programming leaving, and with Disney planning on cutting back on how much content it creates, at some point people are going to start leaving. They've got this nice little bundle going on right now with Disney Plus and Hulu. But Disney might even want to start pulling away from that. Bob Iger has spoken a little bit about that as well. Disney has to make a big decision about the future of this platform. Either way, it's going to cost billions to do for somebody. Unless they find a buyer for it, Disney might find someone that can go in on it. Or they've just got to bite the bullet and sort it all out. Either way, we're going to have a lot of this over the next couple of months until the end of the year. Because there's a lot of speculation, especially from the big trades and stuff and the stock market, as they're all looking to see what's happening. Hopefully we find out pretty soon, but otherwise we're just going to have to wait and see. But I'd love to know what you think of what Disney should do with Hulu. Should they get rid of it? Should they keep it? What should they do? Love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to go check us out over at what's on at disneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters.